Hello everyone, I'm coming straight off of the Percopair video, and I decided I should probably make up another one. And another creature that I am very confident in its finalized look is Scrose. Scrose is a mixture of a scorpion and a rose, and I did originally have an idea of a scorpion hiding, but its body was going to be more like Tangela, while its pincers and tail were going to be out like normal. But I had a coworker give me the idea of just including a rose. And there was nothing else about that. There was just include a rose. And that's what made me thinking. Of course my mind went rose to thorns and thorns to stinger. The original idea of Scrose already had an air of luring in an opponent, or at least being stealthy enough not to startle them. So Scrose instead attracts prey, and then goes in for the kill. Its legs are very designed on the thorns of a rose. I might change them up later. As always, any design changes, any ability, anything can change, but the general idea is finalized. I love the idea of Scrose. Its eyes I made more reminiscent of old Pokemon Gen 1-esque designs while keeping the shape of its legs. Again, I'm thinking about changing that. I'm thinking about giving it a different mouth, though I kind of like the Snaggletooth. I can't do a Snaggletooth. And then giving it more of a lizard spine made the red from the roses merge better with the red on the design of the body. And then the gradient of the tail going up and over to the tip, where in nature, brighter colors generally mean that something is more toxic, at least when it comes to animals. So I thought that it should really be bright to both bring attention to the stinger and to give it an air of warning. This thing should be kept away from you, but you need to know where it is. And to counterbalance that, the roses are supposed to grab your attention, so they're also supposed to be super saturated and bright, while the body is less saturated too. Keep your eye away from it. But I do have a story and lore behind Scrose. Scrose don't naturally photosynthesize. Though it can be learned later in life, their adolescence is always filled with entrapping poor creatures into its draining tail. It steals their life essence, leaving a husk behind. Scrose developed a sweet-smelling flower in order to lure their prey into their range, and many of the young will instinctually sting as soon as anything gets close to it. If you are lucky enough to come across an elder Scrose, you may find it giving you something, as it spends the rest of its life understanding that life in every life form is precious. But this does not mean that they won't fight back if they feel threatened. I wanted this Apacies to not change in design when it gets older, but change in character. Much like younger rattlesnakes and scorpions can't control their venom very well, I wanted Scrose to not control its anger very well, so that later on in life it can discern more what to attack, what it needs to sustain itself and attack, and what it doesn't, and can just walk away. Because of this, it has a few abilities. Hive Mind, making it think more, making it look at the situation more and take a broad scope, will gain accuracy. Lovable, if you're going to attack it, you're going to have a chance to fall infatuated. The smell is just that potent. Acupuncture, much like Percopair, chance to poison, paralysis, and sleep. The poison could have many effects of its tail. You don't quite know which, but either way, it can still catch its prey. Heedless. It cannot be enraged or infatuated. Scrose is born to manipulate people into a false sense of security. Because of that, it should be able to control its own thoughts better. It doesn't mean that it won't still attack aimlessly. That's more as an instinctual reaction than being enraged. And then toxins. If you're going to hit it, you're probably going to get poisoned. And then it also has the capabilities of Desert Creature, of course. Silent. It's meant to be hiding for hours. Same with Unnoticed. And then Planter. As later on in life, it will be able to give you things. I might make Rose Petals an item that does something or other. Just because it'd be perfect for Scrose to give away. As stated earlier, its focus and perception are going to be the best. And for stats, its attack and special attack are going to be highest. Attack because physically, yeah, it's going to be able to strike you down quickly. But special attack, it has enough self-reflection to be incredibly stagnant in its own abilities. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm basing attack and defense based off physical traits, and special attack and special defense off of mental traits. Its special defense is low because it knows what problems it has caused in its life, and knows that it is not perfect. It is a flawed being. It sees itself as a sinner, and that's why it doesn't have enough confidence to have a confidence defense. As I stated last time, please give me any criticisms, any critiques, any additions or subtractions that you want Scrose to have. I'm pretty happy with how Scrose looks right now. I like the green and red. It's a very basic color wheel theory of just opposites. But as always, your opinions matter. So please go in the comments. Go somewhere. Email me. Patreon. I don't care. But please let me know. I always love feedback. And as of right now, I seldom get it. So thank you. Check out the Patreon. And I hope that you like the project. Have a good night.